All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. This is the morning show here on Stock Market TV. Spencer, JC, Steve, Alfonso. A lot going on today. We'll talk about a lot of news this morning. It's like a Monday morning newsy type of a day. See if we can cover a few of those headlines. Another big week at earnings land. We have Palantir reporting tonight. That's kind of top of mind. What up, chat? Jeff, I'm awake. I am here. I've been here. I've been waiting for you guys to show up. I was here the whole time. All right. Are we all good? We got Mary in the house. We got Hot Pepper. One handle, two cups. That is an interesting name you got there. I don't hate it, honestly. That's a very punny. All right. Let's get the show on the road here. It's going to be a free-flowing kind of a morning. It's always a free-flowing kind of a morning. So let's bring the guys out and get started.
Oh, we are back. We are back.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Steve Strazza. This guy right here, this guy is learning a lot about golf carts.
Are you going to get one?
I got one. I have one. I didn't know how to use it or like how to turn it on. And it's got like you lift the seats and it's got all kinds of like things that look like a car, you know, like a gas tank and like
you have one of the souped up ones.
Dude, this is a golf cart, right? But like the wheels, it's like lifted. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a super golf cart.
So not an EV. Yeah. This is a gas powered.
It's a gas powered.
Yeah, so dirty.
So when I'm at the beach, we have an electric vehicle, right, on the beach. Because if you get stranded on the EV, it's not a big deal because you're like on a small little beach town. So like you're not going to be screwed. But up in the mountains, different story. If your electric vehicle shuts down, you're screwed. So if it's gas, you know, anybody could come in, put some gas, and you're good to go, right? So I'm learning this. I know how to, like, you know, there's like a thing. Like I fuck with engines now. Like, Strazza, you would be like so proud of me, dude.
You're such a liar. Your brother-in-law fucks with engines.
Actually, my brother-in-law hasn't even been to our house yet. I went directly to the source. We have a golf cart guy.
Wow. I plan to get one. Dude, down here it's a big thing. They have like golf cart dealerships.
Oh yeah. We have realtors, golf cart realtors. So they're on both sides of the equation. They do the selling, they do the buying. It's like housing realtors. It's fascinating, this whole golf cart thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to be in the market for one eventually, so I'll have to reach out.
Check in with me. I'll fill you in on all the deets. No big deal.
You know, I was thinking we just started like 5 minutes late. We're back. We're in the back room talking about the show, preparing for the show. Spencer, you should just go live. You know what I mean? Like, while setting up.
Cold open.
Yeah, you should just. I was just thinking that, like, you should just hit the button and
eating his cannoli, little breakfast cannoli, no big deal.
Yeah. All right, cold open. Fine.
Remember
that was your idea.
I don't know if you know, but the market is ripping this morning. I was promised a recession and the end of this unsustainable bull market. This morning, we're seeing the exact opposite. Shall we discuss?
Isn't this interesting, though? Aren't we kind of in a place now where weaker economy is bullish? You guys get that?
I just don't know what the economy has anything to do with the stock market or what we're doing here.
No, but it is. Like a cold jobs report is bullish now because it means cut sooner.
I
think I don't know about that. Although I do know there is
I know the rate
yeah, I do like this hat. What's going on with this hat, sir? Pancakes.
Hold on. The rates the probability of rates is spiked, right?
Hey, French toast or pancakes, guys?
77% chance of a rate cut on Friday. It was 38 the day before in September. Okay, so we're gonna get into the state of the markets, but if you must know my hat game, I know it is fresh. It is pretty fresh. Got the pancakes going on. I don't like Philly teams or Philly sports. I don't really hate them. Like, I'm not like a New Yorker who hates like Philly. I'm not one of those.
I hate them.
I actually enjoy going to Philadelphia, but I'm never going to wear Eagles gear or like Phillies gear or God forbid Sixers.
I hate them. And now that you say it, I actually hate myself for wearing green today.
Yeah, fair. So this is the Uncle Bill's Pancake House. You'll find it along the Jersey Shore. They have locations in Stone Harbor, in Avalon,
and LBI. There's a
probably. I don't go there, but maybe. And then so I love the old school Phillies unis, you know, like back in the day, like the Mike Schmidt, you know, like the blue, like the light blue.
Powder blues. Yeah.
But even though I love it, every baseball fan kind of loves it. It's like the old Expos unis. Like, how do you not love them, right?
Old Chargers,
so This one, this represents those colors without wearing any Philly gear. So my Uncle Bill's hat, and my wife bought me this time. She didn't even know she didn't know any of these things. She never put two and two together. But that's the story of the pancakes. Uncle Bill's Pancake House.
Oh, one hole. Yeah, that's great. And I think the chat's right. It's definitely French toast is definitely the right answer, I think. French toast is the superior.
Dude, you want to hear? We're gonna get into the markets now, but can we? The Cubans make great French toast because the Cubans use Cuban bread, which is made with lard.
It's all about the bread, really.
So it's all about the butter. Is what it is.
Find yourself an old Cuban grandmother and have her make you some French toast. Woo! Forget about it.
All right, that's good here.
You could. Oh, this is good. Hold on. One hole. Most people don't know that Connecticut and New Jersey have better pizza than New York. Most people know. A lot of people know. It's out.
I can't have this conversation. Shall we?
Moving right along.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this morning we've got the Dow futures up 224 points, pushing 44,000. We're looking at 43,935. We got S&P futures up close to 2/3%, almost 40 handles, 6,300 and change for the S&P. NASDAQ 100 future leading the way higher today, almost up a full percent. That's almost 200 points for the NASDAQ, back above 23,000. You got 30-year bond futures flat after quite the bump last week, pushing 116 on 30-year futures. Crude oil getting hit this morning, down 2.3%, back under 66. You got copper up 0.25%, 445. You got gold up 0.5%, 34.15. Silver up almost a full percent at 37.25, with the VIX down back under 20, back to 19 for the old VIX. And Bitcoin flat this morning, 114,400. You're looking at Ethereum, 35.60, up almost 2% on the day. Nice bounce back after the sell-off last week. Solana 163, up almost 1% today. With the total crypto market cap, Mr. Spencer Israel, 3.68 trillion. 3.68 trillion. What stands out for this morning's from this morning's futures?
A lot of news. You're right. The cryptos are coming in hot. I think the market is still kind of digesting and working through all the big tech reports from last week. I don't think those reactions are really over yet. And headlines are really driving a lot of these stocks higher this morning. And the index.
What are these headlines that you speak of?
Oh, where do we start, Spencer?
I don't know.
Let's start with Joby and Blade.
I was on mute, but I was going to say, there's a lot of like individual stock headlines, but JC, I don't know if you saw this, or he's gone now. A lot of ink was spilled over the weekend about the transpirings of the jobs number from last Friday, and then the fallout from that. And
what does that mean? Ink spilled.
Let's get into that. Mean? They fired the woman who is in charge of putting out the jobs numbers, because the revisions have been so grossly not close.
Oh, yeah, there was a communist in there, right? They got her out of there?
That's not the point I'm trying to say. The point I'm trying to make here is that...
What does that mean, ink spilling? Is that like an oil spill?
Newspapers use ink, so it's an old-timey phrase, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So ink was spilled over the weekend. Digital ink was spilled. The point, my reason to bring this up, though, is to say that, like, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, we can't trust any of the economic data. It's all hogwash. We should just ignore it."
I've been telling you that for 20 fucking years.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
You understand?
They're coming around.
Economists, Dude, these people are criminally insane. And then you've got the journalists that are sitting there writing about it, spilling their ink or whatever. I've been telling you all along. Nobody's listening.
That's the point I'm trying to
They
make.
finally are. Shout out to the orange man fired the lady, the communist.
Yeah. I don't know.
Shout out to the orange man.
I don't know if she's a communist. I don't know if she was a communist. I'm just he fired her because he didn't like the number. It was a bad number.
I think if you are in charge of publishing government data and you are manipulating that data for political reasons,
no one said.
I'm pretty sure that's communism.
No one said anything about manipulating data. No one said that. I mean, they said Trump said that, but
and there's also you have to kind of draw a line between it being inaccurate data and simply poor estimates, right? The initial numbers that come out, no one is claiming for them to be the final correct numbers.
Right.
They're estimates. So people are out here saying the numbers are wrong. No, the estimates are just shit. They're so bad, they're not even worth paying attention to. The problem with the Trump firing the woman is that this has been going on forever, right? It's been a problem. Also, is the new person just going to come in and do the same thing? Or are they actually going to come in and try to fix this and change the way that they calculate these numbers? Or is this just like political pandering?
Or they could just lie about the data even further, right? So the whole thing is a mess.
The numbers have gotten so worthless that they're really not that important anymore. Large financial institutions now have teams of people employed internally who are calculating and coming up with their own estimates for these things because the market and market participants have not been able to trust these government numbers for so long. So people have already taken alternative routes, and I don't think anybody really gives a shit about this anymore.
My interpretation of and then after this we'll move on, but my interpretation of the firing from Friday was that it was that Friday's number was so bad, not
manipulated. See, this is sorry. Go ahead.
The prior months were revised downward dramatically, but then Friday's number was bad, and that is what kicked this whole thing off. But the whole thing is a mess. Bottom line, the data is a mess. You're better off just ignoring it. You're better off. I cannot believe I'm saying this because I don't want to give JCA's flowers, but you gotta just ignore it. You gotta just ignore it. It's all noise. With that being said, let's bring it back to the stocks. A lot of stock news this morning. A lot of M&A this morning, Steve.
Yeah.
It's a busy morning. Where do you want to start? You want to start with Joby?
I think this is huge. Clearly, smart money, big money, players, industry players like Toyota and Stellantis, I think have made it very clear that these eVTOL companies are real, right? This technology is coming. There's going to be a big winner in this space, maybe a handful of big winners. And the more and more time that passes by, I know a lot of us have been bullish on Archer. You own the whole basket with something like this. But it seems like Joby has really taken a dominant lead here just recently, right? Based on the price action alone. So Joby and Blade are teaming up in a big way. Joby's buying their, let me get the...
it's the passenger business for...
so they entered into a definitive agreement with Blade for Joby to purchase Blade's leading urban air mobility passenger business. Now, Blade also has a medical division, which far majority, I think 85-90% of the revenues come from now. Blade's medical division, which was not included in the transaction, will remain a separate public company and is to partner with Joby. So they're now partnered, both companies. Beautiful base breakouts. Blade is blasting out of this base as we speak, up 30-40% this morning, right? And Joby, this is rare, rallying on the news of this acquisition. Love to see that.
It happens sometimes. It happens sometimes.
Spencer, 9 out of 10 times the acquirer's stock gets hit. When it doesn't, the market's telling you we really, really like this. And I like that the market likes it. Joby looks so good here. High and tight. New all-time.
As an example, if you're looking at HNI is down 20% this morning. What gives? They're buying a company. They're buying Steelcase, SCS. So Steelcase is up like 46% today.
Now these are not steel companies.
No,
correct?
not steel. No,
this is tech. What are
Steelcase
these
is
guys?
like
This is a furniture company. H&M is
Yeah.
a furniture company.
Steelcase is like B2B
Really?
furniture. It's like B2B furniture. It's like office furniture and stuff. Anyway, but H&I being down 20%, that is normal M&A market behavior. The acquirer goes down, the acquiree goes
That's more normal.
whatever the price is, right? So
You know, most of these furniture stores are private.
Herman Miller's still around, right? I don't
They're
know
like owned by like large wealthy families. A lot of these furniture
if it
stores.
is anymore. But
Restoration Hardware looks interesting. I got to tell you. Let's go to Wayfair then. From here, I bought the stock back in April at the lows. This has been one of the absolute top performers since the market bottom. Speaking of how good Joby's been, Wayfair's been just as good the past couple of months. They sell online furniture.
But do
This
you
is
have
one
to
of-
build it like the
Yes.
like that Norwegian company? Is it Norwegian?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
It's just that bad. And the quality of most of the furniture, if you're getting the cheap stuff, the quality is so bad. I swear to God, we bought
So from
end
Wayfair
tables.
too, not just the I don't want to
Dude.
be like ignorant here. I don't know if it's
Wayfair.
Norwegian. What's the IKEA, right?
it's
Yeah, you're thinking
It's
of IKEA,
Swedish,
the
man.
big box
It's
store.
Swedish. I'm sorry. I apologize to the Swedes. My bad.
It's from Sweden. But listen,
Sorry.
Wayfair is IKEA but online, and you can't beat their prices. So if you're doing rental stuff, I have a bunch of friends who are in like property management down in the Florida Keys. They buy this kind of furniture. It's so cheap. This is a good business. It's not
But
for
doesn't
me.
it fall apart easily?
We
So if you're
bought
renting
end
out places,
tables.
isn't that
Yeah,
bad
it's
idea?
cheap. It's
We
cheap.
bought end tables. We were planning to rent the house out. So we bought some cheap end tables for next to the bed. I swear to God, dude, one of them collapsed.
I believe
Well,
it.
I
2
mean,
months in. Just
maybe you didn't assemble it correctly, but
Listen,
yes,
guys.
but it is cheap. I am agreeing with you. It's cheap furniture, no doubt.
it's cheap, but this is one of those companies. There's a time and a place for everything. I'm so bullish this business. I don't think you could beat their prices. Reclaiming VWAP from the prior cycle highs. This base is just about in the books. Path of least resistance almost higher for this one. And they just beat earnings up 10% this morning.
P. Brog says Norway and Swedes don't even care when you confuse them. Well, that's good because God forbid you call a Cuban a Puerto Rican, they start flipping out. You know.
Yeah.
All right.
I know those Cubans. Those Cubans are wild, man.
Are you going to buy high quality furniture for your Airbnb? They're just going to bang on it. That's
Yeah.
Wayfair business, right?
Yeah.
You're right. One hole.
Can we talk about the Dow?
Yeah, well, there was one more M&A headline. That was CommScope, COMM, which is up 78% today because they are being acquired.
What do they own? What do they hold in this holding company?
This is like connectivity things.
Yeah.
Sold to
So Amphenol APH is buying CommScope's connectivity business for $10.5 billion in cash. So APH acquirer, Com acquiree, and it's up 78%, like I said. So
this one hurts a bit because I was super long calls not long ago playing this coil coming out of this little base, and I'm no longer long calls, and that's a bummer.
A lot of sympathy plays this morning. I feel like off of this.
Do the buy, do, and lift.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's another
the wireless,
not necessarily M&A, but a deal.
The wireless.
I have a question. I want to get to the Dow, but I have a question.
Yeah.
Get to what about the Dow?
Other
What
than
about it?
The world's most important index.
We talked about it Friday. We don't need more Dow.
Throw up slide 2, please.
Everyone's waiting on the edge of their seats to hear about the Dow.
Listen, if you think that the Dow is not the most important stock market index in the world, whew, you got something coming. You got something coming. So here's the world's most important stock market index. Still has yet to make a new high since the fourth quarter of last year. So when I hear that, you know, this rally is unsustainable, all of this winning that's going on cannot possibly last. I look at the world's most important index, which has yet to even break out. It would argue that this party hasn't even gotten started yet. Go to the next one.
When breakout?
When breakout?
When
I'm saying,
breakout.
dog. I'm saying. I mean, we've been working on this since November. It is August. What is it? I'll be gone to November. Right? Was that Wyclef John? something like that. So this goes back to November. Check my math. That's 10 months ago.
That sounds
Dow
right.
made a high 10 months ago, hasn't done diddly squat since, and you're telling me that all this winning is unsustainable? I'll take the other side of that. And then I want to give a shout out to my mentor, early mentor of mine, Ralph Akampora. You know, he used to yell, JC, don't fight Papa Dow. Don't fight Papa Dow, with his finger like that, right? He says, I don't talk English. I talk New York. That's what he would say. You know, don't fight Papa Dow. And you know what I used to do a lot? I used to fight Papa Dow. You know why? Because I was a fucking idiot, right? And then I learned. It took me too long to learn it. Don't fight Papa Dow. I want to give a shout out to Ralph. He actually painted the world's largest chart of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, breaking the record in the Guinness Book. New record for largest chart of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, over painted on the side of his barn outside of Minneapolis. You can see there. And then he even put like the presidents along the way, you know, really brings that whole thing together, going back to the 1800s. Shout out Ralph. Gonna need a second story to the to his barn there, so that chart can continue. You know,
I like it, JC. Ralph is one of the greatest guys in our industry. I know he's had, you know, huge impact on a lot of technicians, yourself included. And
dude, even people who are not technicians, you know how many people, including like Barry Ritholtz and like other friends of ours that are not like quote unquote technicians, that took his technical analysis course at the New York Institute of Finance back in the 90s. You know how many? And some people took Alan Shaw's course even before that. So I still get people be like, oh, you know, Ralph, I took his course 30 years ago. You know, I still get that.
No, it's super cool. Have you ever been out there to see this?
No, I'd like to, man.
Went.
I've only been to Minneapolis once. I was there for like 5 hours, in and out. It was in the middle of winter. It was horrible. But I want to get back there in the summertime. I hear it's lovely.
Yeah.
No? Spencer, you lived in Michigan for a while. Did you travel over to Minnesota, or am I just being racist?
I was in Minneapolis in February. I was there 6 months ago during the ridiculous cold spell.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. Why were you there?
I was there to see some family, but and then while I was there, I did stumble across the Piper Jaffray offices, or Piper Sandler. Sorry, Piper Sandler offices.
Yeah. Piper, shout out to Craig Johnson, friends over there.
Right. I took a picture and then I never sent it to Craig, but I was there.
Speaking of homies,
Baidu,
the homies on Friday.
Steve wants to discuss Baidu. They're partnering with Lyft this morning to deploy self-driving cars in Germany and the UK starting next year.
Cool.
Fonz is in the UK right now. So, wait, is he? Shoot, I can never remember what is and is not in the UK. Maybe he's not in the UK.
Fonz is in Scotland.
That's not the UK. Sorry. Oh, it is the UK. Okay.
It is, dude.
I don't know.
Scotland, Wales, England.
I don't know. Sorry. Anyway.
Northern Ireland.
Okay, good. UK and Germany, self-driving cars next year, Baidu and Lyft. That's the point.
And me and Fonz are both in the Baidu.
I'm in the Baidu.
I mean, look, we've been patient, and we knew we had to, right, JC?
This thing was going to break. Don't you think it would have broken by now?
Right. So we've been accumulating since last year. Haven't made any money on this trade. But the bet we're making is so long-term in nature. For now, we just need this support level to keep holding. If this support level keeps holding, eventually it's going to act as a spring. And this top is going to fail, and we're going to get a really nice reaction rally higher. I think the broader market needs to cooperate a little bit better, and China needs to really complete and validate this trend reversal at the index level. And we're close. We're really close. So
we are close.
Continue to like Baidu. Okay.
Shall we bring in Mr. Kenny?
Oh, yes, okay. Steve, what were you about to say?
No, I want to do Rocket. But we could do it after Kenny. We don't have a guest today?
Nah, we got Kenny. Kenny is our guest. Kenny, we don't need more than Kenny.
Kenny's a great guest. You know? Yeah. Cancel all the guests and just have Kenny on longer.
We cancel on the guests that cancel on us. So if you're out there listening.
All right,
bring them.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club, they took it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hola. Yeah.
Mr. Kenny Glick in the house.
Boys, what's happening?
Everything, man. Everything. How was your trip? Good?
Yeah, it was incredible. I want to go back to school. And I want to live in a sorority house.
Where'd you go again?
And he's gonna be like Rodney Dangerfield, going back to school.
Yeah,
Knocking down
that's
walls.
exactly how it'd be. We drove down to Georgia. Yeah, it was actually a fun ride. We stayed in a little town outside of Davidson on the way down there, North Carolina. Birkdale Village. Shout out to Birkdale Village. Really nice little area. And then down to Georgia, we unpacked for 8 hours and had some good food, and then I flew home. Yeah, it was nice.
So you drove down and then flew home.
Yeah, we had to bring our car down. My girl's fancy now. They got their own parking lot behind the sorority house so they could have cars. They're fancy.
I used to want to have a parking lot behind the sorority house back in the day myself, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty awesome. I mean, when compared to what my son lived in JMU, he lived in like the pit of despair. She's living in a palace, so it's a big difference.
Kids these days,
Yeah, but it's a fun week. You guys have fun Friday, the greatest trading day of the year, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, tell me why.
You had a blow off top across the board on big tech, and it was well telegraphed. And the Apple reversal, probably the trade of the 3 months I waited for that trade. So nice. It was nice that it worked out so perfectly, and it was easy trade. And then you had volatility products that were spiking, and you knew there'd be a sell off into the close. But the trap was, did anybody actually think we were going to be gapping down today?
Yeah, they actually did believe that.
I'm sure, but here's where I'm at. Again, now that we actually had 1 day of real selling, and again, that's the first day of real selling since May 12th. That's a long time before, since some actual real sell-offs. There might be some residual sellers out there today. So I'm gonna sit back and wait to see if, they show up. But if not, I'm going to sit back and wait for these Palantir numbers to come out, because stock's probably going to go to 250 tonight. How you doing? So I'm thinking about gambling. I own Palantir. I've been in it since basically the IPO. I think they're going to blow out the numbers. But I think that also what's going to happen is, if we get a reaction like Apple on the Palantir tonight, then we are in a bearish moment and we could actually go down. Did I just say that out loud? Yeah, we could actually go down another day. Just one more day. That's it for the year. What's one more day? But I'm a big fan of Palantir. I think they're going to have a great quarter. I'm thinking about holding right into the numbers. I'm thinking about buying into the number. That's how much I like the stock. And if I'm wrong, it doesn't matter. I could just buy more. I still think this thing's going to 250 and then 1,000. But I think it's going to be a real big tell on the health of the market going forward tonight. So it's big. It's big. As they say, it's the biggest earnings season of our lifetime, right? Every time.
Sure. Certainly of a generation. Definitely. Every quarter. Kenny Glick, what's on the move this morning?
A couple of takeovers, but I like another company.
When you see the takeovers, are you going to trade those, or you just let those be because they're kind of pinned a little bit?
Let them be. I just want to make sure, because people are talking about COM this morning. It's a cash deal, my friends. The stock's probably not going to move too much, COMM. But our friend Verb is back. VERB.
Yes, it is.
Pump and dump that's been around. Another company announcing they have some sort of ties to a shit coin or a Bitcoin or whatever the story is. That keeps playing out. So I'm going to be watching Verb. It is
53% this morning.
It is shortable also, so it should be an active trader. Blade selling part of their business to Joby, so that might be active also. BLDE, it's another one. And on the earnings front, you got Wayfair. I mean, I haven't thought of this stock in quite some time. Gapped up huge. You already had a pretty damn good sell-off. I'm going to look for more selling. So under 72.50, I'm looking to short this stock. I really hate this stock. It's one of my most hated stocks. I don't know why this thing exists. Plus, if you don't know anything about Wayfair, order stuff. Either you won't get it or you will get it. No matter what it is, just call them, complain, and they'll just send you free stuff. Great.
When I look for stuff that I need like a shed for like firewood. That's like my thing that I'm looking for now.
Yeah.
And all these Wayfair things come up. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to find some Amish folks and have them build me one.
The Amish,
dude. The Amish dudes, dude. The Amish, these guys fuck.
They build well. They build well, and they breed dogs well too. My dog came from the Amish.
Dude, the Amish, and I went to, because they don't. You don't have to go to Lancaster. They come to you, which I did. I was confused about, because I thought that it was all horse and buggy. Excuse my ignorance. They come to you.
Really?
All the
Jebediah?
fruits and vegetables and meats. Fantastic.
Wow. Jebediah made a road trip for you? DoorDash Jebediah? That's
No, they set up like a stand, so they don't necessarily come to you. They set up a stand near you, and then you go to the stand. That's how that works. So no.
I gotcha.
That would be dope, though. Dude, these Amish, man, I gotta tell you, I wish they were closer. These Amish are too far from me. They're the stuff that they build, like their beds and like just rocking chairs and like all kinds of stuff, is very high quality.
It is. I know.
My wife's grandfather, we were walking around, and he's like, "This ain't from China." I'm like, "No, it is not." It's from Lancaster.
There you go. What else are we going to be doing today? I don't know. So yeah, listen, I'm back, and I'm going to be taking it easy. So I'm really just going to be sitting back because last week's sell-off was, again, it was fun. I hope you guys had a good time. That was two of the best trading days of the year. I was looking from afar. I put something on, but I'm back and looking to crush Wayfair. So keep an eye on this Wayfair. I just have a disdain for the stock. I don't like the company, but gapped up big is the reason I'm looking to short it. So under 72.50, I'm going to hammer this thing.
Kenny, save the 27th. Save the 27th for me. Meet me down at the New York Stock Exchange.
All right.
We're having a little private party. I'd love for you to join. You're right outside the city. Come on in and say hi.
Very cool. I like that hat. What's it all about?
Dude, everybody likes this hat. We're getting in the chat. Where do I get one? You can get one at the this is Uncle Bill's. See Uncle Bill's Pancake House. See? So you can they don't sell them at the other Uncle Bill's. I've only seen it at the Cape May Uncle Bill's, so you'll have to go down there. It's right next to the Congress Hall.
It's a little too familiar to the Phillies hat, but that's what they're going for there.
That's what they're going for there. Yeah, totally. But I can't rock Phillies gear, but I do like their old unis from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So this fits the bill. So like I get the colors, and then I get Uncle Bill's, which I do want to represent Uncle Bill's. Maybe the best menu I've ever seen at like a breakfast joint. Like Spencer Israel.
Did you take me there? I think you took me there, right? Yeah, maybe once.
I know, man. That was local to me. That was a local diner.
I don't know, but shout out Mike Schmidt.
Our in-house diner correspondent.
Mm-hmm. And breakfast enthusiast.
Highly encourage the challenge to prove that is, whether it is or not, the best breakfast menu you've ever seen in your life. Wow. It is to me, but I will let you. You're the expert. You're the expert, so I don't want to step on your toes. You tell me.
I'll bring my kid there. He eats 8 eggs a day now, so that's what he does. So I'll have to bring him there.
Yeah, do it.
All right, boys and girls. I'll see you guys in the room.
See you in the room, Kenny. Hitthebid.com. See you there.
Got a lot more to talk to. Oh, by the way, if we haven't mentioned, August 16th is happening. It's a Saturday. We're gathering. So if you guys have been wanting to see the trade that hasn't failed yet this year, stop by on Saturday, August 16th for a couple hours. I'm going to be doing a review of the last, 20 or 30 earnings plays that we had, just to get a feel for what we're doing and prepare for next quarter.
Only for members of Kenny's room. Hitthebid.com is how to get in. Also, Kenny's going live. You're going live today at noon, right?
I am.
All right. Right here on the channel, noon to 1 o'clock. See you
guys later.
Kenny, keep up the good work, bro. Seriously. Dude, the feedback we're getting from Kenny's guys has been off the charts, man. Seriously.
Kenny's great. You know how you can't judge a book by its cover?
I know, I do.
Sometimes.
You can judge a restaurant by its menu.
Of course.
He's not wrong. You walk into a Cuban place, quote unquote Cuban place, and they got guacamole as an appetizer. Do not go in there.
This is something I've gotten so good at over the years. I hate to toot my own horn. We had to make a quick decision last night on an Italian place, JC. I'm so good. I see the menu. I just know.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It was lovely.
No, you're right.
30 seconds. There's certain things that better be on the menu that should be at the top of the, like, it shouldn't be too big of a menu. Like, and every cuisine is different, right? Like if I'm looking at a Japanese menu, I'm looking for different things. Italians
you're looking at a Japanese menu. If they have the toro and the uni, you're in the right place. If they don't have those.
And they better do the quail eggs too. Some of these fancy places don't do the quail eggs, and that.
I sent you a picture of the quail eggs at the farmers market.
I saw it, and it looked fantastic.
Good prices for quail eggs. I thought quail eggs would be more expensive.
So we went to Cirque du Soleil last night. something that's been on my bucket list. I've always wanted to do. I'm sure the show in Vegas is crazy. Like they do it at the Sphere. This was at not a little arena. I think it's like semi-pro hockey or something here, Hertz Arena in Estero, Florida. And man, your mouth is open the whole time. The stuff they're doing, and it's nonstop action too. I don't even need the intermission. I'm sure they do because the stuff they're doing
It's
out
very
there.
stressful because I'm not trying to watch somebody like fall off from the ceiling. You know what I mean? It's very stressful for me. I don't necessarily enjoy it.
Have you been?
I've been to I went to the one in Vegas a few times. Absinthe in Vegas outside of Caesars. It's like that. It's similar just with raunchy comedy.
Yeah.
But similar idea. And the whole time, like I'm a nervous wreck. I'm like, I don't want this girl to fall and die in front of me. I'm in the front row. I'm not trying to, it's very stressful.
It was cool. We had a nice time. This is the first time I've seen anything like that. I would go again in a second.
Mr. Steve Strazza, can we please talk about the homies? The homies, interesting day on Friday, no?
I mid-cap dosed. The homies are trying so hard to come out of these tactical bases. And I think the evidence continues to suggest it's happening. It's more a matter of how soon. Rocket Mortgage, let's just go right there, is as good of an indicator for the housing sector as anything. So I want to read you.
This is Rocket Companies?
Yeah, this is the old Quicken Loans. A lot of people know this is Quicken Loans.
And then why did they change it to Rocket?
It's a cool name. I don't know.
It is cool. It is cool.
Name.
Yeah, and that space shit is hot these days, so I get it.
I love it. And then you can make funny puns about the stock rocketing.
Hey.
Yeah. So Andrew left. Say what you want about him. He may or may not be a criminal, but they tweeted today. And look, I'm open-minded, JC. I couldn't agree more with Citron on this one. I think they're spot on. I don't know if they're really this smart or they just sniff a massive short interest and see other institutions going.
What do they say? Are they long?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So look. So Rocket, a meme stock, no way. Rocket is building the Amazon of mortgages, a $13 trillion sector. The residential housing market is worth more market value than the United States stock market. So this is a big deal. They own 70% of all consumer debt. Retail doesn't chase the hype. They saw the obvious. Rocket plus Mr. Cooper, specialty finance company, equals a housing juggernaut. Dan Loeb said it best. He's in this too. So is Value Act, Jeff Ubben's company. A transformative synergy-rich merger between two technology leaders in a parochial cost inflationary industry. On the earnings call, CEO Krishna said that they can 10x the business using AI without adding headcount or costs. That's what a true compounder looks like. Rates fall, it rockets. There it is. Rates stay high, it services 1 in 6 U.S. mortgages. This is not a meme. This is what a better mousetrap looks like. And then they talk about their recapture rate. People who are with Quicken or Rocket tend to stay with Quicken or Rocket. They also have a very young, demographic in terms of their user base. So these guys are set up for the future. They're literally cornering the market. What do you call it? Vertical integration, I believe. They also recently bought Redfin. Right? JC, so that's the Zillow's closest competitor, Redfin. So these guys are out here trying to own everything in the residential mortgage world. And I think what a play. Housing's not going anywhere. This is a Teflon bull market. This is a demographics-driven bull market for housing. It's secular, and I think you want to own the companies that are going to benefit most from this long-term bull market in U.S. housing.
There used to be a TV show called Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yeah, he was funny.
Be a television program back in the day. Throw up slide 2 so you can see just how one Mr. Cooper is currently doing.
Okay.
How are we feeling about this chart? Pretty freaking diesel, huh?
They show you these celebrities, like your phones listen to you. And if I'm talking about somebody, then my Instagram will show me like, here's what he's doing now.
Good. They're totally listening.
Justin Bieber doesn't look good.
No. I know.
Yeah, this looks good. Mr. Cooper's aging great.
Mr. Cooper's aging great. Who was the actor who played Mr. Cooper? Wasn't he a famous actor?
I could
or no?
see his face, his big smile. He was a really funny guy. I don't know. I don't know.
Mr. Cooper's actor is the one Marcus Curry.
There you go. He was in movie. He was funny. He's a funny guy. He had a moment in the 90s. He was
Curry family or no?
I'm not a fan of Curry.
Which Curry? Steph, or the
chicken?
father?
No, the chicken.
Oh, you don't like curry chicken?
No, my friends lived in an apartment in Stamford after college, and the smell of curry was one so just pungent and just everywhere. It would just permeate this whole apartment. You couldn't even go in it, and I think I have PTSD from hanging out there too much.
Get yourself some Rogan Josh. Rogan Josh, that's the move right there. A little mutton.
I've never had that.
Chicken. Rogan Josh, you had that?
No, I've never had it. I know.
Get involved. Get involved. Get some bread, or they don't have the bread. They use naan. They call it. Get some garlic naan. Do a little dippy dip on the Rogan Josh. Woo!
I love some good naan. We're doing a bread fast. We're doing a little carb fast. I'm ready for it.
What's the over under on how long that's gonna last?
We're just trying to do 1 week.
1 week. Wow. Really, really going for it, huh?
A little detox.
I'm doing a little detox myself. I had some potato chips at Saturday night. I'm not thrilled about it. But other than that, I've been pretty good the last 4 or 5 days. You know, doing some hiking. Been doing a lot of hiking, lake life, building fires. My fire building game right now is so on point. You need a fire? I'll get you a fire like that.
I'll give you the fire. Fine. But you're not touching engines. Don't even try me. You wouldn't know.
I'm not touching the engines. I'm turning this knob, right? So because my I wish I could tell you what it's called. It's like a knob. It's like a green little knob because it's souped up golf cart. So I got all kinds of like lights and stuff that are not stock. I'm putting a whole speaker system in, so it drains the battery. So if I turn this little dial, the guy told me that it won't drain the battery. So
the more you know.
I'm learning. I'm trying. Dude, I'm trying.
I'm jealous of your golf cart. Sounds great. Send pics.
The golf cart itself is not like the dopest golf cart. It needs a little. I got to clean it. I mean, it needs a little work, but it is cool. Yeah, it is cool.
I'm planning to get one in the future. I don't need one. The community I'm in, there's no golf course. I don't know. I don't really go to the clubhouse, but people have them, and what a vibe, man! Cruising around in these golf carts. What a vibe.
It is cool. My kids love it. In the beach, we cruise around in the EV one. At the lake, we got a gas-powered one. The gas-powered one's a little loud, I'm not going to lie, so it drains the speaker. The EV is quieter, so the music is louder. We're more obnoxious at the beach.
You could jam out more.
Yeah.
But doesn't it feel good to have a little juice in that? Because those gas-powered ones, they can move, right? They got a little pep.
I don't know. Those electric ones are really moving.
Yeah, the electrics are getting better and better.
I understand from talking to the guy doing my research, right? Boots on the ground research. I'm told to stay away from the Chinese ones. They're pieces of shit. You can't get parts. Don't buy Chinese golf carts. I didn't even know the Chinese made golf carts, right?
They make everything, Jason.
You want to buy the Japanese ones. That's the way to do it, is my understanding. And I'm not being like racist here. I love Chinese food and Chinese. I got Chinese friends. That's what it's about. I'm told stay away from the Chinese ones, buy the Japanese ones.
And I think that's just a good general rule of thumb when buying things on the internet. Very different in terms of the quality you're going to get. I just bought darts for my dartboard, and I was like asking ChatGPT, what are the good dart companies? They're recommending all these Japanese brands, the highest quality.
Yeah. Get a new dartboard.
Probably makes the $3 darts.
Strazza. I like it.
What?
Get a new dartboard.
Yeah, we're playing the games.
How do we feel about the relative strength that we're seeing in Ethereum? With a little selling that we're seeing in some crypto in general. Ethereum hanging in there nice, man.
I think the alt's got a dip and rip. I think if you can, Fonz, drop my Solana note in the chat because we talked about this, right? I was late to getting this note out. The level you wanted Solana at is basically right here. So we ripped to 200 last week on the initial reaction out of this little coil after we reclaimed the VWAP. You're getting a beautiful little retest here. So I think Solana is perfectly actionable at current levels. And I think, JC, if this weakness in Bitcoin from last week is going to end up being a spring, right? And we scoop and score higher from here. The altcoins have to participate. Last night was great. Sea of green on my altcoin watch list. Everything was up. Another day or two like that, Bitcoin's coming out of this flag.
Yeah, I think
Right?
so too. Louis was out with a note this morning. Really talking about that. Louis super bullish, man. And you know what's interesting? Louis is not like one of these perma bulls that's always bullish.
No.
If anything, at times he's not been bullish enough. If anything, like he's for a young guy, very mature. One Louis Sykes, and he's just he's been pounding the table.
He has a refreshing risk aversion for someone who is, participating in crypto.
Yeah. He's not just blindly, like he's not like it's not a religion for him.
Yeah. Right. It's the right way to do it. Coinbase got abused. Not really. Right. I mean, this is an incredibly high beta stock. The quarter was trash, but investors are going to continue to look forward, right, to a better environment for a company like Coinbase, just because of their operating leverage, earnings power. So yeah, it was a weak quarter. I totally agree. I listened to the call. They're doing exciting things. They're making all the right moves.
Are you still listening to calls? Is that still like a thing you do?
I spend so much less time, but I'll dabble. Yeah, I'll dabble. You know what I've been doing a lot lately, JC, to be completely honest? The reason I'm in the calls and press releases so much, I'm auditing the AI. Like I've been really picking up with the AI stuff, using it a lot more and more to help me go through these earnings calls and stuff. And you have to go and check their work at first, right? If I'm going to come on here and talk about or write about something, that I got working with the AI in terms of, interpreting an earnings release, it better be right. So when I talk to the AI now, I'm going back and auditing their work, which hopefully I don't have to do in the future. And I'll tell you, it's pretty damn good.
Are you using these agents?
Yeah.
The AI agents?
Like I have one literally working right now, and I can go and open the browser and like check what he's doing. It's pretty cool.
No, that is good.
Mine's actually a girl though, so check what she's doing.
How do you know it's a girl?
Her name's Erin.
Did you name her, or did she just say, "Hi, my name is Erin"?
Just her name.
And what AI is it? Is it like your own personal agent that's Erin, or are they all Erins for this particular?
No, my ChatGPT is Erin.
All right, ERIN.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. I don't think mine has a name. And do you have multiple agents and they can have different names?
I don't know about that. Just started doing the agent thing after our call last week. Just getting into it now.
Yeah. Bart really laid it down. Oh, dude, Bart, we had like 5 minutes left in our like analyst meeting, and then Bart took the last 5 minutes and just went off on all things AI. Clearly, Strazza was inspired by that.
I like it. Look, I love somebody who's willing to play with the toys. It's great.
Are you and Aaron getting along well? Are you guys maybe a little too close?
No.
Everything's good. All right.
Yeah,
strictly a working relationship.
Yeah. Professional. No, she's very helpful.
All right, let's try to keep it that way. All right, Strazza, keep it in your pants.
Just listen. You worry about your relationship with your AI. Clearly, you guys aren't too close. You don't even know its name.
I don't even know my AI's name. I have so many AIs. They're hard to keep track. These AIs are all over me, dude. I can't even leave the house. I got AIs just all over the place,
Meanwhile, I can't figure out how to get my robot vacuum cleaner to freaking work.
Dude, I got one of those, a Roomba. I don't know how to work it either. I know.
Yeah. Anyway, you know what's funny, JC? People in our line of work will often, I know that you deal with this, confuse us when I'm talking to just normal people, everyday people who barely know what we do. Ask questions about personal finance a lot. And public service announcement. What we do has nothing to do with personal finance. I am not an expert. Don't ask me about your mortgage, right? Or your credit card debt. I don't have the first clue. And I have to tell you, I'm embarrassed in a way. Baby boomers, my dad, Hall of Fame of personal finance. The guy knows everything. Yeah. And I feel like it's a baby boomer situation. They're just good with money. They know amazing. Me, I have like an aversion to it. I don't want to deal with it. Budgeting, I don't even want to look at my bank account. I don't know how to explain this to people though when they ask. Like, no, I do market stuff. Yeah, well, talk to me about my mortgage. I can't. I don't know. I don't want to talk about your 401k either.
Look, it's different streets in the same town, different neighborhoods. Steve's got he's only knows one neighborhood. He's in the one neighborhood. He's not going to go to the other neighborhood. You know,
Dude, let me tell you, I want to give a shout out to the folks over at Ritholtz Wealth Management.
They're experts.
That help. They are experts.
They're
And
good
you
at
know,
this. Yeah.
yep. And I'll even call Josh and be like, "Yo, Josh, so I got this thing." He's like, "Call Kevin, bro." You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they have experts in all of their things, and Josh will be the first one to admit it's like, I don't know anything about that. I can tell you about this. I don't know anything about that. Go talk to Kevin. And then Kevin's like, bah, 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 bah. And then, you know, you need taxed in. They got one of those. And then even Chris, like shout out to Chris Venn,
Yes.
you know, Chris. I need a financial advisor. I don't know. I've learned about 529 plans, and there's all kinds of like hustles and tax loopholes to take advantage of. It's wild out there.
What we do is simple. The level of nuance and complexity of a lot of this personal finance stuff. I mean, you have to be an expert. There's a science to it. Like, yeah.
I think Matt in the chat just nailed it. We're buying fart coins, boys. What's the HELOC?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. Can't even
Right.
spell HELOC.
Yeah. Don't even ask me what broker you should use. I don't know.
Here, wait, Fonz, you want to bring up slide 3? One of us actually does care about personal finance, and it's me.
I'm not saying I don't care, Spencer.
yeah.
I just don't want to do it.
No, it's not that we don't care. It's that we're not experts in that.
Yeah.
We don't know.
This is my monthly spending breakdown for last year. This is
great. You do stuff like this.
Wow, sir.
Wow.
Holy shit, you spent a lot of money in rent.
What's other, huh?
A lot of travel there in August, I see.
I can't tell you what other is, honestly. It's
Dude,
other is other for a reason.
What app are you using for this?
This is called a Microsoft Excel.
Wow, you are old school,
man.
Man.
Technically it's Google Sheets, but same difference.
I hope your wife's auditing this other sub account.
Yeah, seriously. Who's monitoring that? Like from remember that movie? What's it called? Where they blew up the trader in Singapore trading Japanese yen. What's his face?
I never saw it.
Oh, Rogue Trader.
You never saw Rogue Trader?
No. Nope.
Are you serious?
Actually, I haven't seen it either. I know the plot.
Oh my god.
We'll watch it tonight.
Dude, it's with that guy, Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
I know. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No, me neither.
You haven't seen
me neither,
Rogue
honestly.
Trader?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Everybody, we got homework for everybody in the chat. Spencer Israel, Steve Strazza, go watch Rogue Trader. I may even watch it tonight. Great movie. Come on, guys.
No, I got to see it. I know. I've been told. You're probably right.
God.
Wait, what was the point of bringing that up?
Yeah, where were you going with Rogue Trader?
Because in the movie you'll see that they had like this like account, like an error account, right? Like an other where like all the errors, and that account is what blew up the biggest bank in Britain.
Got it.
Barings Bank, or one of the biggest. I think it was like the oldest bank in Britain. It was like started by like the Queen, like centuries ago. And this like rogue trader, hence the name, just blew it up on his own. Just completely blew up the bank.
Got it.
And he was in Singapore trading. Nick Leeson, there he goes. English legend. There you go.
Tell you, they're doing some weird things at these finance companies out in Singapore.
Well, this was a while. This was like in the 90s, I think. Early 90s, if I'm not mistaken. It was a while ago. And the movie's old. Come on, guys. Get your shit together.
We got Jason Purse in the house.
Bring him out. I bet you he's seen it. Bet you Jason saw it.
He probably has. Wow.
Mr. Purse.
Of course I've seen it. Of course.
Thank you. Can you tell these knuckleheads to get their shit together?
Hey man, you gotta like check out all of these, just because, and some people will be like, well, this is more in this realm and I don't really trade this realm. It's like, it's all risk. It's all blowing up. So it's all very interesting to just kind of learn about whether you're into that sort of scene or not.
Rogue Trader, ROGUE Trader, Rogue Trader, starring a Ewan McGregor, a young Ewan McGregor.
I'm familiar. Yeah, you don't have to tell me about it. I know it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Hot Pepper says it came out in 1999, but when was the blow up? Was it in the early 90s, Jason? Or
early 90s? Yeah.
Early 90s.
I think it was 90s. Yeah.
All right. What do you got, Purse? What are you seeing out there?
Oh man, like we could just talk about these crazy commodity moves last week. I'm sure everybody's wondering what the heck is going on with copper, just like myself. So I'll give you guys my best shot of telling you guys what's going on with copper. So brought a few charts. One of them, let me figure out which slide it's on now. I haven't updated it recently. So it should be slide 21.
21. Okay.
So yeah, so basically, everybody's wondering what heck happened with copper. And honestly, like that was a huge move. And to me, like when I see moves like that, I'm going to think of a couple things. One is it's summer. Summer is full of lots of crazy moves, and they happen in many areas, whether you're in currencies, commodities, whatever you're trading, equities. And most of the reason is that you have a lot of people going on vacation. A lot of traders take a lot of time off around that period of time. A lot of the volume is kind of dried up in the markets. People are out on vacations doing stuff. They're not just staring at the screen all day long. So when these moves happen, they don't just go like 5%. And commodities can move a lot. Like I could see copper moving 10%, even having a 15% day. 20%, I think that's a lot of there's just no volume, no buyers really left to kind of come in and put a bottom in very quickly. Doesn't mean I don't think the move would have happened. I still think the move would have happened, but to this degree, that quickly, 20% a day, that was pretty wild. But my biggest thing is, what are the greater implications for this? Like we're looking at, global growth is looking good all over the world, especially in emerging markets. Not as much in developed markets, but really emerging markets look great growth-wise. But if we look at copper, what's that kind of telling us? Well, it's not telling me that that's going to change anytime soon, but it is telling me to pay attention to the price action for things like China and other international markets. So that's what my eyes on this week. And I'm going to kind of continue to really look at this and go, okay, are we moving into an area where we need to start getting out of China, start getting out of some of these international equities? Or are we in a position where copper just had a normal commodity move, which just sucks from time to time? As a commodity trader, I've been trading these things for many years. These moves happen to me probably once or twice a year in random things. I'm not that concerned about it. Most of the time, like they shake out and go back up. Copper had, I think, a 15% down day around Liberation Day at some point. It had a huge move in a week. I think it was about 20% in a week. And then it just bottomed out and went all the way back to new highs. So we need to really see what it does around this level. Is it going to hold this level? If it can really hold this level, dig in and move back up, I'm very bullish on copper. If it breaks below this level, that's going to tell me something, because if we're looking at the 10-year yield compared to copper, and we see that these kind of dance together most of the time, if this starts to break down, I'm going to think maybe yields are heading lower. And I've been in the camp where I thought yields were probably headed higher, especially with copper moving.
Can we talk about those yields? Because bonds are making new 3-month highs today.
3-month highs. Yeah, I mean,
it's
for
TLT.
It's something that you have to continue to watch, because it's this markets are dynamic and they're always shifting. And I always talk about, like, what if I'm wrong? And that's what I write about, like, all the time. Well, what if I'm wrong? Okay, well, this could happen. So if the 10-year yield goes lower, how would that affect positioning in commodities? Well, I don't think oil would go any higher, and I don't think copper would go any higher, but I do think gold, especially, silver maybe, but gold especially, could move higher in that type of an environment. So I still want to be long gold. I still want to be long the gold miners. And I do think any sort of disinflationary, deflationary shocks that we'd see in the market, like commodities moving down, would probably be short-lived, especially if we start to drop rates with it. I think there's no way we kind of sit there and don't drop rates if we start to see like major pressure in oil. We start to see major pressure in equities and so on. At the moment, I'm not bearish on anything, though. I'm not bearish on the market. I'm not bearish on commodities yet. I just want to see, when there's a lot of news, and JC, this just about as well as anybody in the world, when there's a huge move that happens with it, when it's news related and based on a headline, most of the time those shake out pretty quickly, one way or the other. Think about oil recently. We had the false breakdown signal, had the huge move in oil. Everybody's like, it's the new rally in oil. And then it comes all the way back down very quickly. This happens all the time on headline news. It always reminds me of that Bruce Kovner quote that's in the First Market Wizards, where he talks about he's basically trading a triangle pattern, and it's the US dollar and Canadian dollar. And he's like, I could make a case for either one, but the price action moved one way before any news came out, so I went that way. And he always talks about the fact that the best breakouts always happen when there's no news on it. And so I just think this is very news related. I don't want to look into it too much. I want to be patient here. Not saying like go buy. A bunch of people keep writing in, should we buy copper here? No, wait for it to get back above 5. Give it a sec, and then we'll see how it goes. But patience here is very important. Don't go crazy. Don't start buying a bunch of things. Wait for this thing to shake out. See if the news shakes out and this thing can hold, and then move back above 5. I'm very bullish on copper. And I'm not seeing any reason to be bearish on international equities yet. I'm not seeing any reason to be bearish on U.S. equities yet. I think everything still looks good.
How long bond should we be? Don't commercial hedgers have their longest position ever?
So
and isn't volatility more compressed today in the bond market than ever? Seems like a big move, and the smart money's position for that move going up.
I think a big move can happen. Now, there's a couple things about the bond positioning that's tough, which is go back to 2018. It was November. We had the same type of positioning that led to the bottom in the bond market and a huge rally in bond prices for a long time. Now, today, could we see that same type of a move? I'm not sure if it's a sustainable rally, but a rally nonetheless where you can make some money. Absolutely. I think it's a good time. And once again, it's one of those trades. Like you might, if you really are trying to catch a bottom in the bonds, you might have to take a bunch of swings at this thing. You might have to take 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 swings at it to make it really work. But now really looks like the time. I think this thing looks good. I think it's set up to really move. I think that could happen anytime soon. I did bring a chart of gold. That's and another chart of 20, which I want to talk about with you, JC.
Yeah, I'm interested in this gold, particularly this consolidation in the gold miners, potentially resolving higher. The one showing the most relative strength. I like those. Look at Wavy all over this. GFI. Look at KGC, new 52-week high. Shout out Wavy in the chat.
Oh, Wavy's always on it, man. He comes on the Gold Rush Live, and it's always like in the chat, like nailing things. Like I love talking to the guy. But yeah, looking at this, for me, I'm just kind of going, okay, like everybody's gonna go. Gold's done. It's moved a lot. It's consolidating. I keep getting like a bunch of people keep writing us about tops. This top's gonna happen. However, people have been saying the top's gonna happen. All the way back at the first. We're looking at 2019. That first red line down there. First resistance zone, second resistance zone, top was going to happen every single time. Then we break out. Everybody's been calling a top every time we've consolidated. I think this is just a consolidation and an uptrend. Now, JC, you ride trends just like I do. If we're riding trends, like we don't look at it and go, okay, well, this is an uptrend. We should start betting against it. The next consolidation, we think most of the time, the consolidation is just going to go in the direction of the trend. So as long as it continues to go in the direction of the trend, like I'm going to stay bullish on gold. I think it's going to break out here once again. I think we're heading higher. And the reason why is I can't see a scenario where it doesn't work. We're in a position where commodities are all moving up, and let's say yields move back up again, or copper moves back up. Gold's probably moving higher. If we're in a position where yields start moving down and bond prices start to rally, we're talking about the positioning in gold and bonds. If we're looking at the positioning in bonds and we're going, okay, bonds are going to rally, most of the time gold's going to do well in that environment too. So I can't see a reason to be bearish on gold yet or the gold miners. So I think it's a good time to continue to hold these positions or possibly look for new buy signals in these positions right now.
Jason, how about that rejection in the dollar index at 100? A little Dikembe Mutombo. Not so fast, right? A little Mutombo action there at 100 for the dollar.
Oh, I like that analogy. Yeah, Mutombo sending everything back at the rim for many years. And that's the same thing. We're seeing 100. You're getting that smack rate back down. And I think it's just, for me, looking at the dollar, looking at global liquidity, I look at all the indicators. I'm a big macro guy. Looking at all these things, I continue to think, the dollar's just going to continue to make lower highs. I can't see a situation where the dollar starts to get above 105 and starts to really rally and puts a lot of pressure on the market. I think we're going to see a little bit of pressure on the market. It's going to catch a bottom, and the next thing you know, it's going to roll back over again. I do think the dollar's probably headed lower. A lot of people are going to go, okay, well, bonds are headed higher. Maybe the dollar will head with it and so on. Play them one by one. And JC and I talk about this all the time. We look at intermarket analysis charts all the time. It's really important to do so. When we're looking at these intermarket analysis charts, you have to understand like relationships change at times. And so if relationships can change at times, then you want to just take each trade individually for what it is. You got a bond trade, you got a dollar trade, you got a gold trade. Trade them all separately. Understand they are correlated in certain ways, but then trade them all separately so you don't lose money or get too stuck in any of these positions and go, this has to happen this way. So I definitely like this idea here. So, I brought another chart, which is a new Dow theory for you, JC, which is semiconductors and the Dow 30. So looking at this one, this is another reason why I'm just not bearish on the market yet. When I look at a bunch of indicators, breadth indicators and so on, but as you know, and you call it, new Dow theory, and semiconductors, when they lead the way, I'm not bearish on the market. The semiconductors started making new highs. What was it? It was a Fed day. They were actually holding up. I think they were up 1%. I think they came down a little bit since then, but once again, it's like I'm not looking at these short-term moves over a couple days. I want to see a real trend break. And there's nothing that's telling me this trend's breaking. Well, I'm looking at it relative to the Dow, whether I'm looking at it in absolute basis. The Dow, yeah, it's kind of hitting a resistance zone, but I don't look at that as bearish either. So what are you thinking about the market right now, JC? Do you think it's in a good place still? Trend is up and the bears are crazy, or are you thinking we're at a position where we could roll over?
I think it depends on your time horizon, right? Some choppy action at the index level and some rotation underneath the surface throughout August and into September would be perfectly normal and consistent with all of history. Now, bigger picture, I think that the extremes in pessimism that we saw this spring and continue to see, especially with the weak-minded folks that can't overcome their political biases. Those are some of my favorites, right? Very, very aggressive and pessimistic and bearish. And we know that from these extremes in pessimism come epic unwinds. And if I've made one mistake over my entire career, it's not respecting the power of those unwinds and taking my profits too soon and not being greedy enough. I could tell you I've learned this lesson the hard way. From extremes, not only do we mean revert, we often revert beyond the mean. So that's what I'm expecting. So, in the short term with the Dow below overhead supply like that, further choppiness until that clears up, shouldn't be surprising at all. Now, what would be surprising, shouldn't say surprising, but what would be interesting is if we do get a ton of strength throughout August and September, that would be the most bullish thing that can happen. It doesn't mean that if it doesn't happen, that's bearish, but if the market is strong when it should be weak, then that fourth quarter rally is going to be, in my opinion, even more epic. So that's what I'm watching for. See if the market actually respects this seasonally weak period, or if it powers through. If we see sector rotation underneath the surface, you're going to see huge winners. For example, homies could be ripping. Financials can continue to rip. See strength in industrials. And if technology is taking a little bit of a breather, particularly on a relative basis, then you're going to see the indexes struggle a little bit, but massive winners underneath the surface. I think that's probably the highest probability outcome here over the next 6 weeks or so.
Yeah, I think so too. And if we get to, the Jeffrey Hirsch small cap season, is coming up and all these things. And so a lot of things are kind of just making sense right now. It's not that I'm looking at it and going, okay, this is perfectly bullish. We got to stay bullish. I'm just saying over the long run, we're in a structural bull market and there's no reason to be too bearish. Short-term traders, sure, you're going to have to trade more tactically and so on. But I think like you're saying, JC, where we're going to see this rotation kind of continue into these different areas, different sectors and so on. And then maybe at the end of the year, everything rallies. We get more of a Goldilocks period. It's very rare for us to have a Goldilocks style regime when we're sitting in the middle of summer. And
Can you explain to ignorant people like me what a Goldilocks economy is? Because that sounds like a weird fetish.
Yeah, it is one. It is one. But it's very good. It's a good thing. So when we're looking at Goldilocks and we say the word Goldilocks, what I mean is we're looking at a period where there's some form of growth in the economy and then inflation is basically kind of flat and non-existent. And mainly what happens during that period is you see like a rally like we've seen most of the summer, which is you see technology start to move, you see industrial start to move. Basically everything rallies for the most part. Everything that's growth related starts to rally a little bit, and then you get into a period of time where it starts to it usually ends pretty abruptly. So it could have ended right now, but usually it moves into a different style environment, the environment that's more industrials, more energy related, more copper miners. We did see that start, but then that obviously stopped last week very quickly. So we just kind of got to see. For me, it's more, can we get back into that style of environment? And towards the end of the year, will we see that again? And like you said, for me, every time, especially as a fund manager, and you know this, JC, when you're a fund manager and you're in the summer, I even write my clients and say, hey, don't expect much. It's summer. Because most of the time, summer is pretty choppy, summer's pretty messy, and it's not a period of time where you're going to see crazy returns. July is usually pretty good, but that's about it.
I was going to say, that was one hell of a July, my friend.
That was I mean, we had great returns for this summer, but that's very rare. Like, I don't see that much. July sometimes can be great, but this was a great year.
Remember, coming in June, you know, at the latest Gallup polls, you had 88% of Democrats thinking that the worst is still ahead of us. This was in June, so obviously the next month, market ripped in their face, so that was great to see.
Yeah, we got a lot of mispositioning. Liberation Day kind of made the market kind of come down in May quite a bit.
The asset managers and hedge funds, super underexposed to this market. They're getting fucking smoked, these guys.
Yes. And it also, what I talked about in summer was, that also matters for the upside too. So like we saw this summer rally, which this is what happens. It's kind of similar to volatility. It doesn't tell you a direction if there's not much volume in the market, but it can tell you that these moves will be big, one way or the other. And so far this summer, we got a big move to the upside. Now we're kind of chopping down sideways right now. It's August, makes perfect sense. Get to September, I wouldn't be surprised by more volatility in this September. And then October, that's usually when things bottom out. We usually see a rally into the end of the year. That's what I'm kind of looking for. That's usually the roadmap that happens. Doesn't mean I'm taking off positions and wait until October. It means I still have my positions, but I'm just managing my own expectations. That's one of the things you have to do as a trader, and not to mention it when you have clients, like managing expectations. Makes sense, because sometimes there's a time to really put on trades and press the gas. And then there's a time to just sit in your trades and know you're in a bull market, and it will probably continue. It could be September. It could be earlier than October. I don't know, but I want to still be a participant of this rally, because I think there's a lot more money to be made.
I got a few things that I wanted to discuss that surprised me this week, and then we'll get into a little recess. What do you say, Spencer Israel? The first one there's slide 2, and then we'll go to slide 3. I want to hear your thoughts. Would love to hear Spencer's thoughts as well. Throw up slide 2. Did you guys know that Uncle Phil was the voice of the Shredder from Ninja Turtles?
I did.
Wow.
So only reason was because I heard the voice like a bunch of times, and I watch Fresh Prince all the time, and I just kind of put it together, and I was just like, holy crap.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And I guess
Spencer,
he did.
Did you know this?
I didn't know, but it makes sense.
I mean, it makes perfect sense now, but I had no idea. Like, I'm 43 years old, and I just discovered this.
He was on the first 7 seasons.
Dude, he was like 100 episodes or something crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because back then the shows were on like 5 days a week. It was 5 days a week in the morning. Wow.
So that was an interesting one this week. And here's another one. Spencer, as our personal finance correspondent here, this was an interesting one. Estimated percentage of 30-year-olds who are both married and homeowners.
Oh, man.
This goes back to 1950, when you had over 50% of 30-year-olds were both married and homeowners. And now that number is like 12% from 50.
Wow. This is such a great visual.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say the mega bull market for housing it's a demographical issue. This is it. Yeah, there it is. That's all you need to know about being bullish housing or real estate in America.
How do we feel about this?
Don't overthink it.
How do I feel? I've got a lot of feelings, but also I'd be curious to see this chart broken out and have one chart for married, one chart for homeowner, because
doesn't matter.
And then this is men and females, I suppose, right? He's not just men.
Yeah. Okay. This is both sexes.
So it's not just the male's fault. Females, it's your fault too.
What happened in the 90s is what I want to know.
I don't think the married part matters here. They should just remove that.
Well, is there a denominator fallacy here? Is there something going on here where it's mostly a real estate chart, not the married chart?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. But also, what happened in the 90s? That's when a lot really go down.
Everybody was putting their money into .com stocks.
Yeah.
I was going to say the internet boom. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. You had the death of equities, quote unquote, going into the 80s, and then the market ripped. And then in the 90s, they're like, whoops, we screwed that last decade up. Let's get in here.
Well, also a lot of people travel now. You know, a lot of people like to travel and they like to move around and they like to go from rent to rent. Not to mention, like, you know, you hear all that stuff about if you rent, you know, or if you have a crazy mortgage, you're kind of throwing money away as well because you got to fix the house and so on. So a lot of people just go the opposite direction these days. Tiny houses are a thing. You know, I mean, my son hit me up a couple years ago and goes, "Hey, I want to move to Colorado. I'm going to buy this van and can you help me fix it up?" And I was like, "What?" You know, Colorado's pretty cold. And he went out there and he lived out there for a couple years. I mean, he's still there. Sorry. He's there for 3 years now. So it's kind of a different world.
You know, it's one of those things like humans are just really bad at math, right? Which is great great for us, obviously, because we can exploit their flaws for our own selfish gains, which is fantastic. And then so you have people like, oh my God, I'm such an expert. My real estate tripled since 1980. I'm like, sorry to hear that. That sounds terrible. What's really only tripled in the last 45 years? You suck at this.
Not even. You factor in the maintenance and all that jazz.
Like you suck at this investing thing, and you're going out there bragging about your triple in your real estate.
I would be very curious to see where the floor in that chart is, because there's got to be a floor somewhere. It's probably not at
There's support at 0.
It's here. What's awesome is you can literally mark that chart up for the every American should own a home. Big, you know, government push back in the 90s. And how did that government policy help? I mean, they did everything.
It's true.
To stop that line from going down. Governments suck at doing anything, I guess.
Well, look at college prices. You know, government gets involved with college, and next thing you know, the prices just skyrocket. I mean, it's just over and over again. You'll see the same thing.
Could you imagine if these communists get a hold of some grocery stores? What'll happen? Oh,
who's talking about grocery stores? No one's talking.
Oh, people want it to happen.
What are you talking about? They're talking about it in New York, and then Kamalama Ding Dong, she was all about it as well, right?
Nationalizing a grocery store?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. This guy in New York is an absolute freak. I don't know if we've ever seen a politician.
Well, for the record, a lot of freaks in New York, not just this guy, but you know,
this guy is far more radical. Far more radical than we've ever seen from a New York politician, maybe any politician. Yeah, free grocery stores.
I got to recess. I got to recess about sumo wrestling. Can we?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Guys, you never know. You never know where you're going to be or what you'll be doing when a life lesson comes at you and comes at you hard. 2017, this was 8 years ago. I was in Tokyo at the sumo championships. I was at the 15th day of the sumo tournament, which is like the game 7 of the World Series, if you will. And so there's Morgan and I eating our bento boxes, drinking beers, sake. If you can ever get to sumo in Tokyo, highly recommend. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but the lesson is there's about 35, 40 matches throughout the day, with each match getting more important. And then with each match, the get-ups that the referees have on just get wilder and wilder, right? Like just by the time the championship, like the final where the Yokozuna is crowned, like these get-ups are on a whole nother level. The hats, the whole gowns, out of control. They're yelling, like the whole time. I have no idea what he's saying. And then so what's really interesting is that these matches, like the buildup is like real. And then the match lasts 5 to 12 seconds, right? And then what I started noticing after a while is that if you close your eyes during the actual fight and then open your eyes as soon as the match is over, you couldn't tell who won. Like there's no smiles, there's no celebration, no end zone dancing, not even a fucking fist pump, nothing. Like, so if you close your eyes for the match and then open it afterwards, they go to the middle, they bow, and then they go their separate ways. You would have no idea that the guy just won like the most important match of his entire life, or the guy just lost the most important match of his entire life. And just the respect for the sport, for the venue, for the culture that the Japanese have. I mean, it was on another level. There was one Bulgarian guy, because they're all Japanese. You could tell because they're just giant men in diapers. So you can see how much hair they have. And the Japanese guys just don't have any hair for whatever reason. The Bulgarian guy, this is like a whole carpet on his back, right? And then there's a Mexican guy, because I can understand the last names. Because the announcer, I don't understand a lick of Japanese, but every now and then you get a Rodriguez or something like that. It's like, oh, that guy ain't Japanese, right? So anyway, one Bulgarian guy had like kind of like a semi fist pump, and you could tell like he was holding it back. That was it. That was it. And so, as traders, as investors, we all have great trades. We've had amazing trades this year, last year. We have amazing trades, life-changing trades. We have terrible trades. We get stopped out of things right before they rip. That shit happens, right? So the way I learned it the hard way 15 years ago, 18 years ago or so, was when things are good, it ain't as good as you think, right? And when things are bad, it's probably not as bad as you think, right? You really want to stay balanced, even keeled. You want to live to fight another day, literally, in sumo wrestling, like they do. They fight another day, right? So like it was a great lesson. I never thought walking into these sumo championships that I would come away with, wow, we need to start trading like sumo wrestlers. But hey, trade like a sumo wrestler.
This is truly a disgusting sport.
What's disgusting about
No, I dig it.
Smell them when you're in the arena. I feel like they have
smell
to
them?
be the smelliest people in the world.
I don't think they're that. I don't think they're that smelly. So we got there like midday, right? So the tournament starts in the morning, and they had like the young, like in the mornings, like the young up and comers are fight first, and then each match gets more important. So there was a local McDonald's right around the corner from the arena in Tokyo, and you could see like the young sumo guys like in their get-ups with the clogs, like the shoes, like the sandals with the wooden platforms. In line at the McDonald's.
Oh, it's so good.
You know what I'm saying?
Can you imagine?
They didn't smell that bad. They looked clean. The match lasts 5 to 12 seconds. So they're not really working up too much of a sweat,
Well, smelly or not, I guess the joke's on me, right? Because these guys are absolute rock stars in their country. Like, they get the hottest chicks anyway.
Dude, they do. They're all hooked up with all the models and stuff like that. They're like, yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Sounds like fun.
Dude, you guys got to go. And there's no Americans. There was no Americans at all. This was like 8 years ago. It was literally everybody there's Japanese. There was one guy with a Pittsburgh Steelers hat on. And I was like in the concessions getting some like bento boxes and sake. And the guy just spots me right away. Like, oh, there's another one of us. He walks right by me. Swear to God. He looks at me. He goes, this shit is fucking crazy, huh? And then just keeps walking. Just like that. Just like that. Like we were so on the same page. It was hilarious.
Hold on, man. Paul's just making so many great points there. There's something here. Japanese have that special gene that they don't get smelly when they sweat.
Oh, that's interesting. I definitely don't have that gene. I stink when
No, I don't.
What are we talking about? All right.
Shout out to Sumo.
Shout out to Sumo. Real fast before we hop in, before I forget, JC's conference call for members of All Star Charts Premium is tonight. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you are if you are a member of AAC Premium, you got the email. You know where to find it. If you are not a member of All Star Charts Premium, you should join. You should go to allstarcharts.com. Or you can contact us. I'll put the number up on the screen. It's also in the description on YouTube. Give us a call, shoot us an email, contact Mary, and she'll get you hooked up or tell you how to get hooked up for the conference call tonight at 8 p.m. That's what I want to say.
The great Wavy said, government sucks at everything except when it comes to bailing out Wall Street. Right, Strazza? Wrong. They sucked at that too. They were mad late. Go look it up. Took them forever. It was terrible. So they suck at everything. I don't know what you're so mad about.
Okay. All right. And on that note, any more recesses that we didn't cover?
The Dow's up 420, if that means anything to you.
That's cool.
Nice. And no, all I had some basketball games this weekend. I've been running runs on Friday nights, so I've been having a bunch of buddies come up. Got some All-Star Charts subscribers who came up, and so that was awesome. So we had three of them up there. So a bunch of games, a lot of fun.
You played hoops with 3 All-Star Charts members?
3-star alts member. Yeah. It was sick. Well, I've been meeting with them.
Are math nerds good at basketball?
A couple of them were really good, man. I mean, it was sweet. Like, so we definitely had I saw some post moves from an All-Star Charts member. I saw some threes from an All-Star Charts member. So I mean,
Donovan, the newest intern from All-Star Charts, college hooper, Donovan.
Yep. We got it. So next event, Toronto, we should be running some runs. We should run a couple games.
I'm down. I heard from Strazza's father that Strazza doesn't like to pass the ball. So maybe
that makes sense.
Yeah. Strazza's the ball hog. He thinks he's Kobe Bryant. He's just a white guy from Connecticut.
That makes sense.
Moves back in the day. I don't know about now, but he had some moves.
Nice. It checks out. No, this will be fun. I think we really should. We got enough people. I think it'd be fun.
Dude, there's definitely an Achilles tear coming.
I see it in our future.
Yeah,
okay.
Good.
On that note, everyone, thanks for watching. We got Chart Request live today at 1 o'clock, Kenny live at noon, and as I mentioned, JC live tonight for the members, the conference call, fresh monthly candlesticks. We'll see you there for that. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow morning. Todd Sohn will be our guest on tomorrow's show. Go make some money, all right?
Adios.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs.